Peach season is over, and I had much too heavy a crop for my trees. I have trimmed back the broken branches and cleaned up all the dropped peaches, but I want to know what I can do now to get them ready for next year's crop. How much can I trim back spreading limbs now rather than late winter as I would normally? Since the crop was so heavy, should I fertilize now? And this is from Brian from Thompson's Station, Tennessee. So what should he do? That looks pretty, that must have been a real heavy load. I mean, that tree looks broken up.
The last time I saw a peach tree like that was probably in around 1985 or 86 in Theodore, Alabama. Mr. Henry Peru planted a bunch of low chill peach trees, and I did a pruning demonstration, and he said, I'm not going to cut that much off my trees. And I said, fine, I understand that. You know, this is what Auburn University recommends, the proper way to prune a peach tree, and I take about 80% of the tree off. And I said, but I'll tell you what, and he had probably a couple acres of trees in his back behind his house. And I said, you've got 2 peach trees in your front yard. He planted 2 in his front yard. I said, how about letting me prune one of them? And then you leave the rest of them, you leave the other one in your front yard like you want it. And I did that, and I went out there and I slaughtered that peach tree, and I selected 4 scaffold limbs, you know, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock position, you know, and opened up the center, and then I went and I thinned the fruit. When they put fruit, the tree was probably 3 or 4 years old, and all of his other trees were like that. They loaded down, broke the limbs off. A lot of them, he did select the scaffold limbs, at least, and it broke some of the main scaffold limbs off. And it was bad.
That's a heavy
It was
crop.
really bad.
Yeah.
And needless to say, from then on, Mr. Henry Peru pruned his peach tree. He replanted a lot of them and pruned them. But let me go to these individual questions.
Okay.
What can I do to get ready for next year's crop?
Next year's crop.
If you have any limbs that are broken off and are still hanging, but it says you've pretty well taken all those off. Go on and take those off.
The spreading limbs.
But do not cut any more than you have to. This is the absolute worst time of the year to prune. This is also, do not fertilize. The question is, do I need to fertilize? This is the absolute worst time of the year to fertilize peach trees also. The worst thing that can happen is for you to get a flush of new growth. Pruning stimulates growth.
Sure.
Fertilizer stimulates growth.
Sure.
Get a bunch of young, soft tissue, and then we have a frost.
Yeah.
I mean, we're a month out, or we're getting. It's getting close to cold weather, so you don't want to do that with your fruit trees. Wait till late winter, around the 1st of March, early spring, late winter. Go out there, and then that's when you prune. Open up the center. Take off any water sprouts, anything growing straight up. Thin it out a little bit, open it up where you can get some sunlight and some air drainage, and that'll prevent make it easier when you do cover sprays to get better coverage. And then that is also the time to fertilize, late winter, early spring. And fertilize according to soil test.
There you go.
Don't guess
soil test. I was waiting for you to see it. I was waiting for you to see it.
And the only thing that I would recommend doing right now is if you've done a soil test and it says that your pH is low and you need to add lime, you can lime now. You can lime now.
We hope you loved the video. We would love for you to ask more questions. Be sure to leave those questions in your comments.